Hey, what's going on with y'all? Fellas, ladies, what's good? I got a couple of things in my mind I want to discuss. I was thinking about negative thinking and things of that nature. First, let me turn this TV the fuck down. Because they making a hella noise. They over here screaming, oh my god! The fuck y'all talking about, man? Y'all over here cheesing, y'all tripping. Yeah, some fucking, some video game tournament and shit like that. Motherfuckers over there tripping, yo. They about to win some big money and shit. Cash. I be tripping too. We all be tripping, man. Like shit, this situation is like a lot of the time, like negative thinking is the biggest, the way that we're stirring the situation like in the wrong direction. Like when we're thinking negative, we're like going backwards. We're getting too fucking comfortable thinking negative, and that's why we're not able to smoke the pot and the weed and the shit that we want to smoke because we're always having this anxiety attack that's clouding over us, like this thunderstorm that's always following us all the time. It's fucking dark too, and it's just shadowing our whole existence and our whole entirety of what the fuck we're doing in the situation. And our whole life, why are we even here? We're letting that shit overshadow us, man. We gotta stop doing that. It doesn't. It's not the same reflection that's coming off of us. That's some other shit that's coming from out of nowhere. But don't think that shit can't come out of fucking nowhere. Things come out of nowhere. So don't put yourself down by thinking that neither. Because like, here's the thing. For instance, like, you're driving down the road, right? And you're going down the road, and all of a sudden, you know, there's no deer crossing sign there. You don't normally see deers there, but there are like woods back there and shit like that where they could be coming from. But a lot of the time, you won't put that into play because there's not a sign telling you right there that there's no fucking. There might be deers that cross by here at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? And without even thinking, because you don't see that sign, you're gonna keep doing what you do. Keep riding. I never seen a deer before, but you don't even think that the consequences or the actual the fact that there actually could be animals coming out of there. You don't even think about that, even though you know that could actually happen, but you don't think that way because there's no fucking sign telling you that it's otherwise. And that's fucked up. You think like that because you're not expecting the unexpected. You always gotta expect the unexpected. You know what I'm saying? Like basically like hoping for the best. You know what I'm saying? But expect the worst type of shit. Well, that in situations like that, you always have to know that can come. Because if you get too comfortable with someone's strategy or someone's movement and things like that, you get too comfortable and you think you understand somebody, you really don't. You don't know what they're fully capable of. That's where it's a problem. Same thing with negative thinking. Basically, like when you're say you're in your own driveway, right? And you're so familiar with you're comfortable in the surrounding because this is your area. When you start backing out of your driveway, right? You're backing out in the car. You go down to your shit, get out the driveway, and you're backing up, and you're not even looking back there, blasting the music and shit like that because you're comfortable in this area. You feel like nothing's gonna happen, even though you don't know that. You know, at 3 o'clock, there could be kids that are walking around at the school bus. You do be alert for that. Okay, it's 3 o'clock. I gotta be careful. There's kids coming. Some people don't even think that way, but you know what can happen because if you back out without looking, you might fucking have a tragedy, and something bad might happen if you don't pay attention. But you gotta understand those things can happen, but you just need to be ready for them when they happen. And a lot of that shit, like you gotta like when a bad situation or negative thought comes in your head, a lot of the time it's coming from absolutely nowhere. You can be sitting somewhere, you can be in a weird environment, and all of a sudden it just happens. Or you can be comfortable in your own fucking dwelling, sitting down, just chilling, having a fun time, smoking a blunt. And then all of a sudden your heart starts beating fast, your stomach starts acting crazy and like acting like it's like knotting up and shit like that. I'm telling you, that one time I felt like someone was knotting up, you know what I did to fix that? I went and got me some food and some water, and I enjoyed my high. Fuck that. I didn't let that shit destroy my high. My heart used to beat real fast. I used to sit there and be like, man, I was a freak out. Not identify the problem, but freak out. Be like, oh, I don't know what the fuck this is. And then start panicking about everything that I don't even know what the fuck it is. I keep saying, oh, I might die, or a heart attack, my heart's gonna explode. I don't know shit. I don't know a damn thing, but I'll sit there and fight that to the death and keep making that an argument for myself that all that negative shit that it could be that I could die, but it's not. I don't think that it could be some kind of panic attack. Am I having anxiety? Am I stressing a lot? Have I been depressed? Have a lot of shit happened to me that caused me to have a change in my behavior, in my own fucking body, and my mind? Is that a possibility? But you don't even think that way. I used to not think that way neither, and that's not a problem at all because we all have to learn and start somewhere. So why don't we start here? I think this is a fantastic way to experiment with your brain and really learn your own self and learn who you are and learn your own body, so you don't have to go through this shit every time you smoke or whatever you're doing that's causing you to have some kind of anxiety or pot paranoia or fucking panic attack. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not fun. No one wants to deal with that. Nobody. I know you don't. Fucking sucks. Some people mention too that smoking like cigarettes and shit like that can cause them to have a panic attack as well, cause them to stress. So I smoking a cigarette in the video. Some dude mentioned that. It might have been a female dude, I can't remember, but someone mentioned that. I'm like, thinking to myself, yeah, that can actually cause it as well. I smoke cigarettes, but that doesn't do it with me. Some things that you feel comfortable with and some things you don't feel comfortable with and things that they say that can cause that won't be the same effects for you and the same symptoms. You understand? Not everyone has the same symptoms on the back of the medicine cabinet when they look at the medicine. They don't, everyone like, this could cause this, could add that, could add that. If you have that, don't do that. But if I don't have that, then I can do it. That you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some things we just can't do, and some things we can. Some things we can handle, and some things we can't handle. And that goes a lot of different ways and a lot of different aspects and everything. Not everyone's gonna have the same symptoms as everyone else. It's just the way it is, and you have to understand that. So like a lot of people, like even people's the things that people say, like the negative shit. I try to block that out as much as I can. People write me negative shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I also get a lot of good shit as well. And I get more good shit than I get negative shit. And I always have to remember that. More positive shit. A lot more positive energy coming my way than negative energy. But we sit there and we take so much time. We spend so much time. We sit down with that motherfucker. Okay, come sit. Chill. Negative thinking. Come here. Come. Think. We sit there and we get comfortable with that negative side of thinking like so much. I've done it for a long time. And when someone writes that kind of shit to me, I'm just sitting here like, motherfucker, it'll hurt you more than the shit that makes you happy. You're just like, yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Kind of you. So kind. And then this motherfucker's talking shit, telling you that your whole life, your existence is all like a bullshit lie. It kind of like bothers you. That's negative shit. But at the end of the day, I know what the fuck happened. A lot of other people know what happened to me. So that's all that fucking matters. Fuck him. He's a minority in the situation. And I don't mean a minority by skin color. I mean a minority in numbers and shit like that. You don't need to be here. Like there's no reason for you to be here. You're outnumbered. That's my point there. So it's like don't worry about those things neither, because they ain't nothing but a fucking a person trying to drag you down in the fucking mud with them. That's all they is. They already in the mud. They want to bring you down with them. Like here, come on, spend some time down here where it fucking sucks and I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like come on, spend some time with me. I'm stuck down here. And it sucks too. It stinks and it's, everyone keeps walking all over me. I want you to come down here too. Because I ain't shit. I'm just the fucking local doormat. You know what I'm saying? Everyone just walk all over. Like you just that motherfucker to walk all over. That's how I look at a lot of that shit. I look at y'all motherfuckers like that. I just want to walk over you. Because fuck you. Because you're not going to dictate my, what happens in my life. You don't carve out the fucking path to my life. And you don't tell me which direction they're going to. I'm going to go where I know to go. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing we can do is protect ourselves at the end of the day. Because if we sit here and we think about all that shit that's holding us back and people who don't really listen to us or don't believe us or, we're not going to go anywhere because we're going to be stuck in the same mindset that they had, that negative shit. Just because they can go around thinking negative and don't get no effects from it physically, don't mean you should do the same thing because you do get physical effects from it. You understand what I'm saying? We all have different symptoms. So because one person doesn't feel that way, doesn't mean that, you should feel that same way as well. It don't mean that. But you're going to feel different and you have a different obstacle to fucking try to pass. So you have to figure out how to pass that and beat that obstacle. And beat any test that comes ahead of you because that life throws you that shit. Much as you hate tests, life throws you a lot of pop quizzes and a lot of fucking tests. And exams even. You know what I'm saying? Big ass exams. But you got to be ready and prepared for that because you know that life can bring you that. Just like you know in school that you got to be ready for that pop quiz because it might pop out of nowhere. You didn't know that shit. You know what I'm saying? So always be ready for the unexpected all the time. You know what I'm saying? And expect the worst and basically, hope and pray for the best. A lot of the shit that we do, like for instance, going back to that, like if you're following me, I hope I'm not going all over the place with this because I don't mean to by any means. It's just like when I look at shit like the things that we say to each other and things we think, it really is a way to hold us back further than we need to be held back. And then there's nothing we're like the biggest enemies. You know what I'm saying? We are our own worst enemy. And I'm not talking about color. I'm talking about like people in general. We're our own worst enemy to ourselves. Like no one can defeat us except ourselves half of the time. We always beat the fuck out of ourselves. You be sitting there like just punch. You're like a punching bag to yourself. And some people are really hard on themselves too. I've seen people just talk bad about who they are and just I'm not this. I'm not pretty. I don't look good. I wish my smile was better. I wish And it's just so hard on their fucking selves. After a while, you're gonna get some physical symptoms for that, man. I hate to burst your bubble and tell you that, but you're gonna get some kind of symptoms after that, physically. I know it doesn't make sense because you think the things you say and think shouldn't cause you to feel physically, but believe that, man, because mind over matter, and trust me, everything that you think in your mind fucking matters. I'll tell you why, because you can really, like, you can think yourself into, like, really hurting yourself a lot. You can worry yourself sick. Is that not a fact? You can definitely worry yourself sick. You can sit there and worry about somebody so much you start having physical pain, you don't feel like moving. That shit happens from doing shit like that. And when you're worried about the next step and what's gonna happen before you know what's gonna happen, that's where it definitely causes bad stress from that. You're gonna get unexpected butterflies and bats in your fucking stomach when you sit down in class at work. It's gonna come out of nowhere. And you're like, what is this shit? When it happens, just try to think to yourself, like, do some of the steps I do. I'll be like, what could it be? What's going on in my life? What's on my mind? Like, well, what randomly just popped into my head? We all have random thinking, don't we? Aren't you random sometimes? You be sitting there talking about, like, chess and shit. Like, yeah, I move the, that way and I go that way. A burger with cheese would be real good right now. You know what I'm saying? We all do that. And it can be in any aspects. It can go from that to sex. Some people are like that, the sex maniacs, shit. But, it can go any direction. The ones we think ourselves that way, we can be random. Just like, my point is that thoughts come up random like that. And sometimes you can just be randomly thinking some shit, or something can randomly pop up in your mind that you weren't trying to think about. Trust me, someone can remind you of that. Watching something on TV, playing a video game, listening to fucking music. The song reminds you of something that happened around that time, because that was a timestamp to what something you listened to 7 months ago, years ago. Oh, I remember this time I was hanging out with the homeboys and the girls. I was with my girl, I was with my man, blah, blah. And I was with my mom, was doing this, and dad, all that shit. Those are good thoughts and good memories, but they also bring something that can also happen bad. You can remember a song playing when your ass was about to get killed. It came on, you know what I'm saying? Or a time when, like, things started to go bad between you and your significant other. It can remind you of things like that. A song can remind you of a song that played when you was a kid, a child. That wasn't always a good song, but there's also ones that are good, positive as well, and negative. It's going to happen. Those things randomly come up from a lot of memories and things that we see that become a timestamp. So we just got to look at those things and then, like, really just wisen ourselves up to who we are and understand our own bodies and understand our mind. And everything that we does say and everything we do say matters. It does in so many different ways. Like the 3 M's, mind, matter, and in other ways, like, everything matters at the same time, Anyway, I'm probably going to sign out, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to share a little bit of that with y'all, make you feel a little bit better. Maybe this can help you out through all the situations and problems you might be having that might be negative thinking that's bring you down to have physical symptoms like such as the ones I, described. Obviously, I can't recommend, I'm not going to recommend a bunch of pills to you and shit like that because I'm not a doctor. But, I am the YouTuber doctor. Nah, but, also, yeah, I just, hope that helps. And, there are some, medications that I will, actually recommend. I actually did want to make a couple of videos about some pills that I have experience with that, not that I bought off the streets, I was given to me by my doctor. And, one of them is, one I want to discuss in the next video. It's fucked up. 2 anti-anxiety medications. Also, I'm going to discuss Prozac as well. That's the 3rd one. I was given to that. They gave me that when I was 17 years old. Like, the fuck were you thinking about? I was over there having some fucked up thoughts, man. I'll discuss that in the next video, though. I'll see y'all here shortly. I'll be back here soon. I'll come back with I got a lot of thoughts and a lot of topics, and I'm definitely going to address those, and I'll make those videos for y'all. Alright? Y'all take it easy out there. Be safe. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. And God bless. Be safe.